$72,022.22. What the f is that?
And going to Disneyland and traveling to see my family.
Yeah, let's take out a 13% personal loan for...
The piece is called Are Disney Adults the Happiest Debtors on Earth? And it includes a survey that finds that 1 in 4 adults go into debt in order to pay for their Disney vacations.
And we're in so much rampant debt. Why hasn't there been an expose on Disney adult debt?
One of my most embarrassing debts that we have. A few years ago, our family took a trip to Disney and we impulsively purchased the Disney Vacation Club. And we did so by finance. Total cost of financing was around $27,000.
I'm paying off $100,000 worth of debt and still choosing to take a family vacation to Disney next week. And so many people have called me crazy for doing so. So I want to break down the numbers for you and see if you would make the same decision as me.
ディズニーランドはいつ行っても混んでいる。その理由がアメリカで話題になっています。実はディズニーに行ったことのあるアメリカ人の約4人に1人が旅行費用を借金で賄っており、特に子連れ家族ではその割合が 45% にまで跳ね上がることが大規模調査で明らかになりました。日本円で換算すると4人家族でディズニーワールドに1日行くだけで入場料だけで約11万円。それでも年間何度も通い数百万円規模の借金を抱える人が後を絶ちません。そしてさらに衝撃的なのはパークの来場者のうち子連れではなく大人だけで来ている人が実に約3分の2を占めているという事実です。彼らがそこまでしてディズニーに向かう理由とは何なのか、アメリカの当事者たちの声を見ていきましょう。
Oh! This SoFi is $72,002.22. What the f is this?
That's another debt consolidation loan.
Oh! Say, guys, why?
For the wedding and going and traveling to see her family and going to Disneyland and traveling to see my family.
Yeah, let's take out a 13% personal loan for traveling. That's $70,000 minimum monthly payment. This is crazy. $1,335.37. This is crazy. Did you just moan at me?
I've been waiting for someone to do a deep dive into this really interesting subculture of Disney adults, you know, the people who visit the theme parks 1, 2, 3, 4 times or more every single year, how they pay for it, why they do it, and this incredible piece from the New Yorker really delivers in a bunch of different ways. The piece is called Are Disney Adults the Happiest Debtors on Earth? And it includes a survey that finds that 1 in 4 adults go into debt in order to pay for their Disney vacations. The article shocks you right from the beginning. It starts focused on this college freshman who decides that she wants to relive her childhood and, you know, in the middle of college somehow finds the time to visit Disney World 7 times within 2 years and goes from having $15,000 when she starts college to having $5 at the end of those visits. Another person you read about goes $17,000 into debt after visiting Disney World 10 times over 5 years. One person talks about how, you know, they worry about the prices of gas, groceries, paying for a cup of coffee, and yet when they're in Disney World, it's Disney money. It's a Disney coffee. It's somehow suspends their worry and they spend freely, and then at the end of those trips, deal with the consequences. The other thing is that these surveys also consistently find that the majority of people do not regret their trip to Disney World because Disney delivers. What do you guys think about this Disney subculture? Is it interesting to you?
Disneyland is always full when you go because everyone there is in credit card debt. We've had people on the show endlessly go into debt to go to Disney. I've been to Disney once, the Orlando Disney, the better Disney, and I loved it. It was fun. Am I going into endless debt for it? I don't think so. But that is why Disney is always absolutely loaded up.
This is part 3 of how we got into massive debt, and this is one of my most embarrassing debts that we have. A few years ago, our family took a trip to Disney and we impulsively purchased the Disney Vacation Club. And we did so by financing it. If you don't know what the Disney Vacation Club, or DVC, is, it's kind of like a timeshare for Disney World. Except instead of having one specific resort or specific weeks of the year that you get to use it, it's a point system. You buy a certain number of points, and then those points can get redeemed at any DVC resort any time of the year that they have availability. That means you can end up staying at Disney World properties, Disneyland properties, and they also have other DVC resorts like in Hawaii and in Europe, so it definitely provides like a lot of opportunity to travel. Now, with that being said, this is a very bougie luxury purchase that we had no business making. There were some incentives when we purchased, so the total cost of financing was around $27,000. Now, was this stupid? Yes, I I know that. But I promise you, our hearts were in a good place, but like our financial literacy was zero. When we took this trip and made this purchase, we were a foster family. We were supposed to go on this trip with 3 kids, but then at the last second, we got placed with 2 extra kids, and we wound up rearranging everything so that way we could take those 2 kids to Disney with us. So we were traveling as a family of 7. They got placed with us only 2 weeks before the trip, so I was just coming off of like rearranging everything. We were supposed to stay at a moderate resort in a normal hotel room. We ended up switching to the cabins because the cost of trying to rent 2 hotel rooms right next to each other was super expensive, and then any sort of like suite at the luxury resorts was insanely expensive. So the cabin was the only thing that was like somewhat affordable and could fit a family of 7. So obviously I'm just coming off the adrenaline of all that rearranging of the plans, and then one super hot sunny day while we were there, we ended up at one of the DVC informational like booths where they have fans and water and they're like trying to draw you in, obviously. And we had just gone under there to get out of the sun for a few minutes. Of course, the representative starts talking to us about all the details and everything. And my husband and I are just so gullible, and we very quickly got suckered in. We went on a tour and saw the different DVC resorts and how beautiful they are. But more than just how beautiful they are, it makes access to like the suites that can fit large families a lot easier in comparison to just getting 2 rooms or getting a suite like at market value. So obviously we didn't have the money to pay for something like this in full. We never should have financed it. But our thinking at the time was, if we're going to keep being foster parents and we're always going to have lots of kids in our family, which when we were foster parents, we averaged having 5 kids at a time. So if we knew we were going to continue to be a large family, we wanted to know that we would still be able to travel and be able to take the kids with us. There are respite services, so that way foster kids don't have to travel with you, but that's just not what we want to do. If they're living with us and we're going on vacation, they're coming with us. I also should add that we didn't have anywhere near as much consumer debt at the time compared to what we have now. We just foolishly thought that this would be a good investment and give us an opportunity to travel with a lot of kids. Am I proud of this purchase? No. Was it necessary? No. So we have looked into selling it, but we're currently upside down in our loan. If we were to try to sell it right now, we would actually have to pay $10,000 to have the loan fully paid off and be able to like release the title of it.
I'll tell you one thing, if I had the money that these Disney adults have to drop, to spend, to lose on needless plastic gadgets and gizmos aplenty, I would be rolling, baby. The same people who are complaining when someone recommends a $25 face wash then are dropping tens of thousands of dollars on an experience that looks to me like something I would wish upon my worst enemy gladly and freely. That's not your hobby, doesn't mean to shame it. No judgment here. Just pointing out the obvious that I feel people don't talk about enough. It's giving Toddlers and Tiaras on TLC when they were living in a double wide, which no shame again, but then dropping like 20 grand on their daughter's new flipper and big ball gown dress, and the daughter barely even enjoyed herself at the pageants, but they were like, we need to win, just like living through their daughter, right? And like and we're in so much rampant debt. Why hasn't there been an expose on Disney adult debt? There is simply no way that all of you are financial just connoisseurs, just absolute experts. I have seen purchases that have thrown me back, that have me clutching, not pearls, but for my own wallet, thinking, God, no, if I ever have memory loss, have some kind of personality issue where suddenly I become a Disney adult, please hide my cards from me, hide all of my cash. Hide them all. Does this stuff really increase in value? I know that experience is priceless, right? When you go to the parks and you do the whole shtick and you're in the Disney Club, blah, blah. But like the stuff that they're purchasing, right? That stuff adds up. It adds up. You're judging. You say you're not judging, but you're judging. I'm not judging. I just think it's hypocritical that a lot of these same people I have found personality type-wise, okay, and I live in Los Angeles, California, all right? You see the Disney adults out in the wild. No, some of them are excellent, great, amazing, right? Just get joy out of their hobby, and I think that's awesome. But others are the same people going into people's comment sections talking about you waste your money on DoorDash versus the 85 ears that you have hanging on your wall. Just interesting.
I'm paying off $100,000 worth of debt and still choosing to take a family vacation to Disney next week, and so many people have called me crazy for doing so. So I want to break down the numbers for you and see if you would make the same decision as me. To set the stage for you, we're going with my husband on a work trip to Orlando. So he would already be in Orlando because of work. This is just what it would cost for all of us to go with him and to go to Disney and Universal while we're there. Now, one of the only perks of my husband traveling frequently is that he flies exclusively Southwest, which means we get a lot of Southwest miles. So he was able to pay for my ticket, my daughter's ticket, my son's ticket, and my mother-in-law's ticket, all with points. All we had to do was pay taxes, and we ended up paying $11.20. Now, the main reason that this trip is so affordable is since my husband was already planning on being in Orlando for work, his job is paying for the hotel and the rental car, so we pay absolutely nothing. Now, the main reason that we wanted to go to Orlando specifically is so that we could take our kids to Disney. So we purchased 5 tickets, me, my husband, and my mother-in-law, and then our 2 kids. And you can see here the total for that was $995.79. Now here's where I got very, very lucky. We're only doing 1 day at Disney this trip because my kids are very young, just so that we can feel it out. And so we wanted to do one more bigger thing while we were there, and we decided to go to Universal Studios. So this is not only for all 5 of us to go, but for my sister-in-law to go also. So 6 tickets total, and you can see down there it was going to be $1,184.28. But I was able to work into a brand deal that I got a comp for $1,000, which means for those 6 Universal tickets, I paid $184.28. Now, obviously this doesn't include the money that we're gonna spend on food or gas while we're there, but if you were able to go to Orlando for 6 days and go to Universal and Magic Kingdom for under $1,200, even though you had debt, would you go? Just in case no one's told you today, I love you so much.